7 o'clock, February 14th. I call this meeting of the Agricultural Commission to order. As a reminder, this meeting is being recorded. Trying to remember if there are any other exciting disclaimers I'm supposed to make at the beginning of this. Might pick Carl's brain for that.
Well, your dad, I haven't done it in the past, but I know your dad at other meetings that I've attended, he identifies who the participants are. So,
Aha! In attendance, we have Carl Wickstrom, Laura Buskey, Mike
Present.
Dalrymple, Deborah Rolfe, and myself, James Wheeler. I mean, it sounds like Shane Wheeler and Eric Baum may be stopping in shortly. At any rate, we have the agenda. First item on this evening's agenda is acceptance of the January 2023 minutes. Laura?
Yes, I sent them out. Carl did make one correction, which I think I sent out to everybody after that. So you should have all gotten them.
Yep.
make a motion that the minutes be approved rather as amended.
I second.
Motion is to approve the minutes as sent by Laura. Is there any need for discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none, I'll ask everyone to vote. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. All right. Hearing no opposed, motion passes in the affirmative. Moving on to the treasurer's report. Back to Laura.
Yes, we've gotten some deposits in, of course, from the community garden. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure I'm on the right page. No, I'm not. That's why it looks funny. I told you I'm having technical difficulties tonight. Okay. Here we are. All right. So we've gotten some monies in from community garden. We did get, which I'll talk about under correspondence, but the National Grid bill for January was $10 again. It was also $10 in December. So grant money has been zeroed out. Yay. The donation account is now at $3,874.91. And the budget is at $1,238.05. And we did get, we still have a couple of $100 earmarked for Husky tiller blade repair from the donation account. So that's basically it for the treasurer's report. I will address the funds that we got in a minute. Unless you want me to do it now.
That seems good.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right. Motion is to accept the treasurer's report as presented. Any need for debate? All right, hearing none, I'll ask everyone to vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay.
All opposed, nay. All right, motion passes unanimously. Then moving on to incoming correspondence.
In the mailbox at the town offices, like I said, there was a National Grid bill for $10, so we got that. There were 3 deposits made on February 6th. One for $40, these are all for the donation account, one for $40, one for $225, and one for $110. So that's for some monies coming in. We did get the ledger reconciliations for January, so everything is up to date through the end of last month. There's just a little bit of activity from February. And the other thing that came in there was 7 thank you letters that Deborah sent to people that made garden donations. And that was all that came in paper copy to the mailbox. But there's a slew of things that came in from the select board and whatnot via email.
Mhm.
You want me to just jump right into that?
We may as well just segue straight into that.
All right. Well, we won't the town meeting warrant, which closed yesterday, but there was a bunch in there from that. On January 17th, the select board sent out a notice of surplus equipment opportunity, which was for an overhead projector needed to be used within the town school government only. I don't see that we would need to do anything with that, but it's out there if anybody wants to talk about it. January 18th, there was an internal job posting for the transfer station from the Board of Health. And shortly thereafter, Fred Cummings from the Highway Department responded to that, recommending that Phil Wentworth from Gates Pond Road for the position. A few days later, they updated the posting, and it's external and internal candidates welcome to apply. And it sounds like there's 3 positions at transfer station and 3 positions for highway. So if anybody wants me to send any of that to you guys, I can.
I understand there's going to be a whole new group of people managing the transfer station going forward.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Paul McKelk was down there filling in when I happened to go down there the other day, and he mentioned that gentleman was going to be in charge, I guess, and then there are other people that they're trying to line up. So there's going to be a whole new staff at the transfer station.
Okay. Then on February 7th, the Farm Bureau sent me a notice of our as an AdCom complimentary membership expired on December 31st. And it had a little thing that said, if you want to continue this membership, then reply yes, which I did, but I haven't gotten any response from them yet. So I'm not sure what the exact status of that is, but looks like Shane's coming in. And on February 9th, there was oh, never mind. That's a reminder for the articles for the town warrant. February 9th announced a public forum for Berlin Village Strategic Plan, which will be held Thursday, the 16th, which is a couple days from now. It's at 7 p.m. in the hearing room 227. I think it's also on Zoom, if anybody's interested. I don't know if you guys have gotten that or not. And I'm pretty sure everybody got today, this afternoon's annual notice from the select board about buying recycled, the new buy recycled town policy. You may not have gotten to read it yet, but it went out this afternoon, and it looked like everybody but Eric was on the email list. So I don't know what that's going to how that's going to impact our like community garden buying and stuff like that, but I read through it quickly. I didn't really look that closely. And then this did not come in this month, but it came in, and as I was flipping through the inbox, back in July, the select board had extended the virtual remote meetings capability, I guess, through March 31st of 2023. And I have not seen anything that updates that. So I don't know if that means that next month would be our last Zoom meeting and then we go back to in person, or if there's something in the works that's gonna update that deadline again.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where we're at on that. I can find out though, and I can send an email around to everybody to.
I would assume that if it was okay to do it, or if it wasn't okay to do it, we would get notice. But yeah,
I think the state extended it. I'm not 100% up to date on what the town's at.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think this thing.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Like December of this year, maybe. I'll double
Okay.
check.
Okay. And then this, I usually don't talk about any of the email junk sort of mail that comes in, but this one I'm going to mention just because there's enough people in this room that take credit cards for their business. And you may have already seen this from Farm Bureau, but they've established a new benefit for Farm Bureau members. And it's a cheaper credit card, and there's some kind of a rebate involved at the end of the year. So I haven't had the time to actually get into the guts of it, but I wanted to just let everybody know that it was out there. I don't know if it's actually cheaper, but maybe with the rebate it is. I don't know.
I don't think I've seen that. If you
Okay.
could forward me a copy of that, I would appreciate it.
Sure. I'll just forward it to everybody.
Okay. That was from the Farm Bureau, did you say, Laura?
That was from the Farm Bureau. It came out at the end of January 25th.
Okay.
And I actually got it personally from them, and then I saw it in the AgCom mailbox too. So.
Yeah.
And that's it for me.
Cool. All right. Moving on to old business, the installation of the security cameras. I've got that nearly wrapped up. I picked up some conduit the other day to help protect the cable going through the vent, and so I'll be able to get everything installed pretty quick now. Everything's measured out. The mounts all built and all that. So the cabling was longer than I thought it was, so I don't have to put any holes in the rafters or anything. I can just run it right along the edge and up to the peak. So should be easy. And I'll let everyone know once that's squared away. Anyone have any questions on where that's at or anything? Or all right.
Nope.
Yes, moving on to the results of the January 31st CPA committee meeting in relation to the fencing project. Carl, you're back in the spotlight.
I'm back in the spotlight, huh? Okay. Deborah and I attended a Zoom meeting on that date. We just went over our application in general terms. Once again, it was well received, and the committee did approve it. And it's my understanding that there will be a warrant article for the upcoming May town meeting for the citizens of Berlin to act upon it. So that's the status of that. So it's moving forward in a positive manner. Anybody have any questions? That's where we stand at the moment. Let me just say, I told the committee that I felt comfortable with the number. I don't want to mention the number again because we're going to be getting into a competitive procurement situation fairly near term. But I was comfortable with it since, the contractor we were dealing with updated it last August, updated the bid that we've been utilizing to get this procurement package together, funding requirement. And at the prior CPA meeting, it was mutually agreed that we should add additional funds to bring it up to the current total, additional funds to cover any additional inflation between last August and when we'll probably make an award, which will probably be in the July, August timeframe of this year. So I think the funds that are there are adequate. But I did a rough addition here, and it seems like we're heading close to $4,500 in the donation account. And just for future consideration, if for some reason the bids come in higher than the amount that we've allocated for this project. I think it would be appropriate if we can cover some of the increased costs if that's necessary. Hopefully it won't be out of that donation account. We certainly don't want to, you know, pass by an opportunity to get the bulk of the funding if we're a few dollars short here or there. So that would be a good source of funding since we're up to, like I say, near to $4,500, just to use as an emergency backup. Hopefully the bids, when they come in, they will be under the amount we requested, but I just ask that you keep that in mind for future reference. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Cool. In that case, on to the, do you want to talk about the capital planning meeting as well?
Okay, I'll do that. So we had a capital meeting, planning meeting on the 1st of February. Again, Deborah and I attended that. We made a presentation of the project. My impression is, and Deborah, you can certainly jump in here, but I think it was well received. I think the impression I got is everybody on that committee was positive about the situation. They have not formally voted for the project. I inquired as to whether they did vote. They haven't done that yet. Apparently, they have a standing rule that they only vote once they know the money is available for all projects. So I think we have their support, but they haven't officially voted on it yet. But I'm not overly concerned. I think once they know the funding is available, they should go forward. Would you agree, Deborah? With that observation?
Yeah, it sounded like they were waiting to hear from June about what funding was available.
Right. There's some problem between the town and the state of, problem is probably too strong a word. I think it's an administrative situation that has to be worked out.
Yeah, it was something about funds being available from the state that were coming back as a result of the procurement of one of the conservation properties.
Right. So seems to be all on track at the moment as far as I can tell. Any other questions? Okay, I am done.
All right. And then we have the meeting scheduled for February 17th with the town administrator to review.
So on Friday at 11 o'clock, I'll be meeting with our town administrator on the same subject for the purpose of reviewing the procurement documents that we put together back in, I don't know, December, perhaps, I guess it was, or early January, and sent to her for her review. So hopefully, as a result of that meeting, we'll be able to finalize the RFQ. And once the funding is approved at the town meeting, we'll be able to go out the door most immediately and get competitive bids. I'll give you some feedback once I have the meeting. I'll send out an email and let you know how that turned out. I'm not anticipating any issues though.
All right. And then moving on to the status of the community garden registrations.
Okay, we are over half full. I haven't heard back from probably 5 of the regulars, so to speak. So I'm expecting that we will be full by the time the garden opens in May. I got the 3 applications today, Laura, that you put into the mailbox, or James, you know, you've put one in the mailbox too from the person who brought it in. But anyway, I have all 3 of those, and so things are going as they usually go with the applications. There'll be some that come in, you know, they'll trickle in now, but we should be full again. The one problem we're running into is the request for raised beds, and I know I'm gonna do something after this particular thing, so I'll stop with the registrations, I guess. There will be more money coming in. I know that one of the gardeners is gonna make a pretty generous donation. It's one of the out-of-town gardeners who always does make a very nice donation to the garden. So we should be bringing in a bit more money for the, I haven't asked any of the out-of-town people yet to pay for their plots because I don't ask them until they're officially assigned. So there still will be quite a bit of money coming in that donation account.
Cool. Do you want to go on and talk about the raised beds?
Yeah, so what I had wanted to talk about is to we put in the FY24 budget money to put in another bed, but obviously I can't do that until after June 30th. So even if I do it actually on July 1st, it's still going to be a bit of time, and it's not really going to be available for a gardener this year. So I was hoping that we could vote on me having money from the donation account to put another raised bed in this year, this spring, so that I have another one. I've already got 3 people on the wait list for them, and that's why I'm feeling this. They're very popular with the older people. I'm starting to get a lot of applications from the senior housing. So I would like to encourage that, of course, to make it so that people do join the garden. And so I was hoping that we could put $500 towards getting another raised bed in at the beginning of this gardening season. And then I can get an additional one in from the money that is coming out of the budget for next year. So I can get 2 more in there.
So, excuse me, Debbie, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we at a prior meeting approve both an additional raised bed and a grass cutter? Or am I confusing it with what we put into the FY24?
I went back and looked at the notes that I had made, and maybe this is something that Laura would be able to tell us too. When I went back and looked, I wrote it all down. With the FY23 money that we still had left, we were going to purchase a gas-powered weed whacker for the garden. We were going to get the loam that we need to put in the raised bed, as well as to supply that endangered bees and butterfly garden that we want to put in, and then compost. And so that was going to take up the rest of the FY23 monies, according to what we put forward for the garden. So that's where I was confused. I was thinking I was going to be able to get another one in there. So for FY24 budget, we did put in money for an additional raised bed and the landscape cloth and the ryegrass and compost that we would need for the next season.
Thank you for that clarification. You're right. You refreshed my memory, and that's how I recall it as well.
Yeah, because I was feeling the same way as you. I was like, okay, I'm all set. We'll get this thing in. And then I went back and looked, and I'm like, not happening. So,
and I can confirm that my notes in the donation account and budget funding agree with that. So,
okay. So that's what
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the expenditure of not to exceed $500 for an additional raised bed and the associated material to install it for this coming season.
And if we agree, we'll make at least one gardener very happy.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right. Motion is to approve $500 towards a raised bed and any associated material.
Coming from the donation account.
coming from the donation account. Is there any need for discussion on the motion? All right. Hearing none, I'll ask everyone to vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Right. And anyone opposed, say nay. All right. Hearing none, motion passes.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Deb, do you need
Just
help
back-
getting it?
Yes, I will.
Just back on that grass cutter, Deborah.
Yes.
I don't know what model or where you plan to purchase it, but just food for thought. We can get access to the town's credit card, so you wouldn't have to, fund that. You could coordinate that with our town administrator. If you get it, if there's something available at Lowe's, that's already set up as a tax-free account. So
Okay.
just as a reminder, like I say, you do what you need to do with respect to where you want to buy it, the model you want to purchase it. You just keep that in
Okay.
mind.
All right. Well, I know you had recommended Husqvarna
No, steel.
steel. Okay, let me write that down.
Deb, did that, the thing that came out this afternoon from the select board about recycled purchases? Did it come to you?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, just,
Yeah,
'Cause
I looked at it quickly. It looked like it was mainly like
paper goods and
product
stuff.
type things.
Yeah.
But then like if you were buying trash cans or any of that stuff, they wanted like recycled plastics,
Yeah.
products that were recycled plastics. I'll read it
Yeah.
again. I did-
I just, when I was reading it this afternoon, I thought, oh, I don't know what that's gonna do to, purchases that we're making for the garden. So that's why I just wanted to make sure you had it.
The compost fits right in.
Right?
right? We've been
Speaking of the
recycling
compost,
for years.
Yeah, her husband picked up 74 nip bottles on Randall Road the other day.
Yeah,
I saw that posting on the Berlin Connect
yes, I was part
Facebook.
of that project. I get to carry the bag. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
we picked up 3 huge trash. We did 3 days in a row. And the second day, we designate what we're going to pick up. And the second day, we had picked up so much trash. We said, well, the only thing we can fit in this bag now is nip bottles. And it was over 70 by the time we got home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have a
And I pick
question.
up trash out front here all the time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think Shane's trying to ask something.
Oh, sorry.
As far as the compost goes, I know we had talked that I'd supply that. I just was wondering how much you guys were looking to get at a time.
We had designated $600 this spring towards compost, however much that would buy.
If it would be helpful, you guys could hold off paying me and build another raised bed. And when the money comes to whatever, you could catch up to me then if you wanted to do a second raised bed with that money.
That's
Wow.
actually money that's slated from budget, this fiscal year budget. So we would probably need to spend it by the end of June.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
We lose it. But thank you for offering
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
All right.
We need to
Thank
spend
you.
that before the end of June, as well as the money for loan that we had designated for this fiscal year.
right.
Yes, I figured I'd be talking to you next month about all that.
Okay.
That I think covers the agenda. So that's pretty much it. If anyone has any topics that they want to have raised for next month, and just email me with them, and I can make sure they get onto the agenda. But I hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Well done, James. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll get that folder together for you.
Oh yeah.